Good morning. Chayé Moharan לרש ל"ב. אמר, אני הייתי מבקש מתפלל מאוד שיזמין לי השם יתברך ניסיון. Rare, not recommended for the regular person. Rabbeinu would pray to Hashem that he should test him, that he should have a test. We say the opposite in our prayers. Al tivi'eni lidei nisayon. But how could Rabbeinu do that? כי הייתי תקיף בדעתי. אם לא שתעשה אותי משוגע, אבל אם הוא בשכלו וכו'. Rabbeinu was so sure, was so confident, was so strong, was so determined to serve Hashem, that there's no way he's going to do a sin unless he loses his mind. Pashut becomes crazy. But so long as he has his brains in his head, he will not do any avera. Rabbeinu would ask for tests. It's not recommended, because if you're going to fail, Chazal say, better they should not make a neder than making a neder and not fulfilling the neder. To take an oath, to take a vow, and not to fulfill it is much worse than not taking it. However, if you did take a neder, you did take an oath, you did take a vow, you didn't have a test, and you overcome the test, nisayon is from the language of lenasot, to lift up. Nas, nes, nasi. Nasi is a prince. A nasi comes to nisayon. But nisayon could also bring bizayon. Or nisayon or bizayon. You mess up the nisayon, it becomes a bizayon, becomes embarrassing. So we don't pray for tests, but Rabbeinu, you're seeing what he was, where he was sure that he would not fall. And also, one of the things is why we fail in nisayon is because we're caught off guard. We're caught off guard. Why do you get angry? You're caught off guard. Why do you look? Because you're caught off guard. But I would tell you, Shaul, you're going to go to the next room. Somebody's going to come and take a whole bottle of milk and pour it on your head. But and he's going to do it for you for no reason. He's going to look at you. You did something last week. He didn't like it. He's going to pour a bottle of milk on your head. But I'm telling you, if you pass the test, I'm giving you 100,000 cash, right?
As long as it's not silk, we're good.
Don't waste the silk. If you get 100,000 cash, you're going to be very happy. Pour the milk. You're going to be pouring the milk. You're going to be every drop.
Everything was whiskey.
So it means that when you're ready for nisayon, when you are completely aware of Hashem all the time, nisayon is not so hard to overcome. You understand? It's when you have hesach hadat, in the moments where you're there and you're in idbodedut. Imagine your moment of idbodedut and yeshuv hadat, and you're speaking to Hashem and everything is clear for you. And somebody's going to say something that you're not so happy with. It's not even a test. When you're in the middle of the work and you have a million things going on and you're getting a call from home and you have to pay the mortgage and you're trying to come up with the money and a million and one things.
You're giving my story.
And then somebody tells you something, now you're off guard, then you can answer back, and then so what's called the yeshuv hadat, and that's why the rest of us were so strong, because the yeshuv hadat of the 1 hour idbodedut, especially in the middle of the night, it spills over into the rest of the day. Rabbeinu said in a certain place, mitzvah gedolah liot b'simcha tamid. Yeah, everybody knows that? Mitzvah gedolah, Torah memchet inyana. Mitzvah gedolah liot b'simcha tamid. Great mitzvah to be tamid happy. I ask you a question. What does it mean, tamid? Tamid means two things in Torah. There is a tamid that is a korban. And when is that brought? Every day, 8 a.m. Every day, 4 p.m. The tamid is brought every day. Twice a day, consistently. Not constant. It's fixed times. Every day, fixed time. Every morning and every afternoon. That's tamid. There's another thing which is tamid. There's lechem apanim, which is tamid al shulchan. The bread in the Beit HaMikdash, there was a table, and there had to be bread on this shulchan in the Beit HaMikdash, and the Kohanim, when they would switch it every week, they would take it up, put it on right away. You can't have a downtime. It has to be there all the time. So tamid means always. So from here, you see, I think I heard Rabbi Reddy say this, a group shot, that tamid means if you do something tamid at the beginning consistently every day, at the end it will be constant all the time. So idbodedut is simcha, right? Look for the good nikudas in you. And what is idbodedut? think that Hashem is really there. Meditate on it. Put it in your mind. You know those signs, Yud Kei Vav Kei, that people are, they have in the shuls? It's very good. You put it in your mind, you meditate, you think on the letters. Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud Kei Vav Kei is Haya, Hoveh, Yeh. Was, is, will be. So Hashem was, is, will be. He's here, He's everywhere. So if you put that in your hand, then you would do it. Now it's not easy. 5 minutes you can hold on. Sometimes 20 minutes you can hold on. An hour you can hold on to Yitbodedut. And that means in the hour Yitbodedut, Hashem is with you that 1 hour. You know how much? It takes a lot of effort. That's why we can't do it. It's too hard for me. Start with 10 minutes. Start with 20 minutes. And even in that, your mind's going to go off and on. But if you build up the stamina and the strength and the muscles to have Hashem in front of you all the time for that 20 minutes, for that 18 minutes, for that 1 hour, that's every day consistent. Rabbeinu said the Yitbodedut should be every day, the same time. Make it fixed, put in the schedule. So if you know that every day I have Hashem in front of me for that 30 minutes, for that hour, then if you do it enough, like the Korban, which is Tamid, it's going to be Tamid all day. So the Yitbodedut really gives the tools to overcome all the tests in the day. Because when you're faced with a situation and Hashem is right there in front of you and I'm testing you, and the test, if you pass it, you don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get everything. So it's easy to pass. The thing is, when you have Hesach Hadat, when we take from you the brains, and that's really what happens when you have Nisan, we take from you the Mochin, we take from you the Dat, then you're Mebulban, and you need to go back to the Reshimu, to the imprint, that I remember that I used to feel something, even though you don't feel it now. But the Yisod of going through the tests is to have the Yeshuv Hadat. Yeshuv Hadat means prise de conscience, that I know where I am and I know what's happening. And then, it's not so hard to go through a test. So the Tamid turns into Tamid. So Rabbeinu was always connected with Hashem. Rabbeinu says, when people would speaking to him, he's listening to you, but he's listening to the message Hashem is sending through the person. Rabbeinu said, when do I have Yitbodedut? Amongst 1,000 people you can have Yitbodedut. Usually when you're alone, you feel Hashem. When you have other people, you forget Hashem. But if you are enough alone, then you're going to get to the point where even amongst people, you're able to be alone with Hashem. And then if you're able to be alone with Hashem amongst people, so you're always with Hashem, no matter who's there, and nobody's going to turn you off. If nobody turns you off, the Nisayon is not as hard. So Rabbeinu says, bring it on. Because I know I'm going to overcome it. And if I overcome it, you become Rabbeinu. You become Tzaddik Emes. If you're not holding there, don't ask for it. But it will come whether you like it or not. Every person is testing. You will have tests in your life. The more you have Yitbodedut, Yeshuv Hadat, the more you're going to have the realization that this is a test. If you realize this is a test, and you have everything what to gain in this world and the next world for you, your kids, for everyone, we'll stop here, B'ezrat Hashem. Yom Tov, all the best.